So if you don't have time for other crappy YouTube channels, just like, subscribe, follow us, and we'll get right into it. So today, what are we talking about? Time. What is time?
Money.
Okay, so let's get right into it. We can break time-efficient tasks into...
What's up, guys? Welcome back to our channel. It's Yuli and Mike, and we are full-time e-commerce entrepreneurs with total location freedom, so we can work anywhere, anytime. And that is why we have had to become vicious with our time management and productivity, because you guys know time is money. And that's why we're accidentally both wearing green today. So in this video, we're going to be sharing with you our best productivity hacks so that you can get shit done.
Yes.
If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and then keep watching it.
Yes. So before we get into it, let's talk about productivity. A lot of you think, oh man, I'm just not a productive person. But that is not true. Productivity is a byproduct of your environment.
And it comes down to two things, and that is your physical environment and your mental environment. Okay, so when it comes to your physical environment, it's more important than you may think. So for us, we used to work on our laptops on the couch, in bed, on the kitchen table, always hunched over and killing our backs. And what ended up happening is that we just didn't work for as long or as efficiently as we possibly could. So what's really important is that you create a setup where you're focused and excited. So that means being in a room with natural light, sitting in an ergonomic position at your desk. For example, I was really against getting a monitor for my desk for the longest time because I thought, why do I need to spend money on that? My laptop works perfectly fine. But what ended up happening is for both of us, we work so much better now because we're comfortable. We have a big open screen, and there's actually been studies to support that bigger screens result in bigger productivity.
Yeah. We both have 27-inch monitors, and once we got them with keyboards, our productivity increased. We're probably like 7 times more productive, I'd say.
If not
we get
more.
that much more done in a day. It's insane versus like 13-inch laptops.
Yeah, and the thing is, time is money. So even though you may think, well, what's the ROI on a monitor? At the end of the day, if it's making you be more productive, that's your ROI right there.
More money.
You can make millions more just by getting a desktop. You know, the other thing is you want to add some positive feelings in there. So that might be like having your favorite coffee mug on your desk, having pictures that you like, really setting up your workstation to be something that feels like good and comfortable.
Little plants.
The other thing for me that I found is really important is my eyes are really sensitive and I cannot stare at a computer screen for a really long time. So I got blue light blocking glasses. These are cool. Swanix. They're my favorites. I've tried all of them. I'm happy to do a product review if you guys want. And so as a result of all of this, we work for longer hours and we're at peak performance when we're working. So how do you decide how to improve your physical workspace? I want you guys to think about at what point do you start stepping away from your computer and your work environment? So are you stepping away when you start to feel your back hurt or when you're just like tired? And comment down below. I'd love to hear what point like in your workflow do you stop working? Okay, the last tip I'm going to give you guys, and if you take nothing away from this video, take away this. If you're running an online business, you're probably using social media. You're probably running your marketing on Instagram and Facebook and Pinterest and Google. And as human beings, you know, social media is fun. We want to know what's going on, what people are writing about. And every minute that you spend distracted by social media is every moment that another business is crushing the game, getting better than you, and taking your customers. So for me, I need to install a Facebook newsfeed blocker so that when I'm in Facebook, I'm not distracted by my newsfeed. Another thing is taking away your personal Instagram account from your phone and maybe accessing it on your computer, you know, for a certain time of day and actually checking in on that, because we're naturally curious. So if you put temptation in front of yourself, it's like if you want to stop eating cookies every day, but you have like a drawer full of cookies, it's going to be really hard. If you just stop buying the freaking cookies, temptation isn't there.
And that's for me. I have no self-control with that. When I'm when I'm working, I have to have all notifications off on my desktop, and my phone is not in the same room because I just can't possibly, because I can't not look at a notification on my phone when it comes up. I have to at least see what it is, even if I'm going to ignore it. And that 2 seconds of just leaving your task to look at something costs you about another 6 seconds to get back into it.
It's impossible to switch focus.
Yeah.
Like, multitasking does not exist. Like, it physically does not exist. What multitasking really is switching your attention back and forth. So you end up doing a lot of things poorly when really you could just do one thing really well. Which brings us into the next part of all of this, which is your mental organization. So one of our absolute favorite hacks is the Pomodoro method, which means focusing on one task for 25 minutes and then taking a 5-minute break. And so when you're focusing on something for 25 minutes, you would be amazed at how much less time things take when you're focused. You know, it may feel like doing one thing at a time and makes you work more because, you know, the more you do, the more you get done. But at the end of the day, doing one thing well is actually going to save you a ton of time. So the way that we figure out which tasks to actually do is with Scrum boards.
Yeah, Scrum boards are my favorite thing. They're very, very simple boards with just 3 columns. The first one being things to do, the next one be things that you're currently doing, and then the last column is things that you have done. We have a physical one behind us here, as you can see. And we color code with our stickies based on task type and things like that, or who has to do it, things like this. But the idea is that you download all of your thoughts from your brain so that you don't have to use your working memory on that anymore, and you can just focus on your task. And then when you have all these things written down in a physical space, you can decide the logical order of what you should do or which tasks are the most important, which ones have the most immediate return on them, and which ones are kind of just less important and more idealistic things you'd like to do towards the end.
Totally. And what Mike said about your working memory is so on point. Like, our working memory is limited. So if you're thinking about a million things that you have to do while you're doing something, you're not going to be doing it as well. Instead, if you take all of those thoughts and download them out of your mind and onto a piece of paper, now when you're working on that task, your full focus and every working bit of your working memory is focused on that task. So you are going to be peak performance. By the way, this is also a great thing to do before you go to sleep. Download your thoughts so you're not sleeping thinking about, oh, I have to do X, Y, and Z tomorrow.
You will sleep so much better.
So much better, and you're a great testament to that. So definitely recommend doing that. So when it comes to making your Scrum boards, there's 2 ways you could do it. You could do it physically, like on, what is this called? A whiteboard. Let's call it a billboard.
Dry erase board.
Or on a piece of paper. Or you could make it for free on an app called Trello. And so you could just set up your 3 columns on Trello and do it that way. This is a great thing to do, especially if you have a team. So if you have virtual assistants or whoever working with you, this is a great way to see exactly what's going on in the business and what's in queue to happen next. For us, this has actually been a great way to outsource, because when we see all of the shit that we have to get done, we start to think, you know, maybe we should not do this and hire it out on Upwork or Fiverr. And this has actually helped us take our business to the next level even more.
Absolutely. It's task delegation becomes one of the most important things to do. And that's the whole idea of this.
Totally. And let us know, are you a paper and pen person or are you an online person? Because we thought we were online people and then we realized it wasn't really working for us. So paper works best. So whatever works, it doesn't have to be fancy. It just has to be something that you get done.
Yeah, what other systems do you guys like too? I mean, Scrum is not the only way to do to-do lists. There's Gantt charts. There's all these different things. So if you have another method, if you have another kind of method that you use, let us know. Put it in the comments. We'd be happy to hear. Maybe you got something that's going to help us out.
Yeah. So that sums it up for our best productivity hacks. Unless you have any more. Do you have anything else, Ben?
Yeah. Nope.
So comment down below if you have any questions, and we will see you in the next video.
Bye guys. Everyone.